And we're back. It's your man, Coach Block. I am with
your girl So Fab. Hey, y'all.
And we have a guest with us, Sally Starrfield. How are you?
She's back.
Hey, I'm glad to be back.
Great. So
I should have dropped the intro in here. My bad.
For the plug?
Yeah, I created one, but it's all good.
Okay.
Post.
Okay. So what this segment is called The Post. The Post is the place where entrepreneurs come to connect. And the goal of this segment is for us to find out all the good, the bad, the ugly, everything that goes into entrepreneurship. This segment is also sponsored by Echo. So what we want to do is talk about most of the people that you will see from this segment moving forward has some type of tentacles to Echo. Like, so the cool thing is it's going to be a wide array of people. The last person that we had on was Sharanda. Sharanda is the one who is using the Echo spot to do her mother-daughter makeup days, which they were called Slay, which went over great. I've tried to get her to send the new video that she made because you guys seen last time the video that she made. So she had one that just passed this Saturday. Another excellent event.
And the interview is on our website. So tdsradio.com, click the plug, and you can see the interview there.
Can see it. So now we have Sally Starrfield, who has her own entrepreneurial endeavors, but also has tentacles to Echo as well. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about first your entrepreneurial spirit and goals and job and everything that you do entrepreneurial.
Okay, I just want to start with thank you for having me back after last time. I don't know what I was thinking when I brought in that 42-ounce cup that might or might not have had 90% tequila in it. Then we're having a good time. We're talking about Miss Messy and the Miss Messy letters. And then I'm talking about DEI, and Ken brings out like documentation where he's done research. Apparently, he's writing a dissertation.
I wanted to be professional for the interview.
And is asking me to cite case law around DEI policies and explain some really technical things that I knew 30 minutes before I arrived in the studio. And then I knew the next day after I slept late. So today I have coffee in my cup. So in my cute little Molly Daisy Chester cup with my dog's silhouettes on it. So yeah.
So it'll be cool today though. I do have scripted questions though to be professional. I do want to be professional because we're using some of this footage.
Yes. So to all the grant funders and donors who are supporting Durham entrepreneurs, yes, let us tell you about our entrepreneurial spirit.
So I want to make sure I am professional. So we'll go to the first question of, you're not only running your own HR consulting firm, which I do want you to talk about, but you're also connected with Echo.
Yes.
So what does Echo mean to you personally, but then also as an entrepreneur?
Sure. So I met the CEO of Echo when I was doing a startup weekend here at American Underground. And Anjanette Miller, our CEO of Echo, was one of the judges. And she gave the most critical feedback of any judge. And I thought I knew things. And she was like, well, did you think about this? And did you think about that? And then she was like, we're going to be friends. And and we became friends. And the more I learned about Echo, I became a supporter of it. And the Teens Tackle Hunger really spoke to me. And this mic is really high, so I feel like all right, anyway, I'm just gonna relax and have fun. And maybe you can hear me and maybe you can't.
We can hear you.
I'm gonna tell stories. So anyway, yeah, we ended up one of the campaigns that she had going with the teen entrepreneurs that summer of 2024 for is they were doing Teens Tackle Hunger. And so they were addressing the issue. As you know, all entrepreneurs, we identify problems and then we address them. And so they identified the issue of there were a lot of Durham public school kids who were going to go hungry if there wasn't a way to feed them in the summer, because Durham Public Schools was retrofitting their kitchens in order to serve healthier food, taking out some of the deep fat fryers, things like that, training their staff. And it's really near and dear to my heart. School lunches, because I was a school teacher. I was an assistant principal in Durham Public Schools, and my granny was a lunch lady. That was her career, and she was born in 1909, and she was a lunch lady back when you had to cut up the chickens and do the whole thing. And I think it's really important to feed kids. If you've worked in Durham Public Schools, or probably any school system, you've seen kids who were hungry before. And I just really admired that the kids saw that need. They helped find ways to use local chefs and donations and local farmers, and they had all kinds of different ways to feed our community. And they were being paid to do it as well, because they are entrepreneurs, and it was a job, and they were logging hours and coming up with solutions. So I donated to that, wanted to learn more about Echo, and then I actually have done some development work for them, as well as
HR work.
HR work. And I'm looking at Ken like, Ken, that's why you got a job, because you're so likable. And so Ken was one of the people who interviewed for the community manager position, and I led the search for that. So I do some operations consulting for them, and I'm still a participant. I think as an entrepreneur, you're always learning. And then I just don't know many entrepreneurs who are like, okay, this is my business. I'm going to sell widgets, and I'm going to sell the same widget for 50 years. That was the way people used to do business, but we don't do that anymore, because that widget is outdated in a few years, and so I don't have a product based business. I have a service based, but even with a service-based business like mine, like where I am consulting with people on HR, and there's HR compliance, there are laws, that kind of thing. But their HR needs change, and the workforce is changing right now.
Yes, rapidly.
And so 10 years ago, very few companies were talking about, do we do hybrid? Do we do, do we require everybody to be in the office? It was pretty much everybody has to be in the office. There were very few exceptions to that. And now,
my questions.
Yeah.
Literally, my question was, what's the toughest shift that you're seeing in HR and businesses today with, remote work and AI and all that? So what are you seeing in that shift in that space?
Yeah, I would say those three big ones. AI, definitely. Developing policies around AI, because here's the thing, your employees are going to use it, so you might as well have policies around it. And you're going to have some employees who won't use it, who need to, in order to improve processes. And so I think a lot of times we don't talk about AI being used for process improvement. People just think that AI is writing for other people, and that they're just being lazy and they don't have to think anymore. And that's just not true, because if we use AI effectively at work, we are thinking even more critically, because we're looking at, okay, this was not a way that I thought about this issue. And so this is what ChatGPT says, but then Claude says this, and then let me give it a prompt to play devil's advocate and, that kind of thing. And so I would say AI is a big one. Definitely hybrid work is a big one. And, it has to be, there has to be so many factors with the cost benefit analysis that an employer has to do. So should we be
Mhm.
renting,
Yeah.
a
Exactly.
space for $5,000 a month, $25,000 a month? You know, there's on the HR blogs, it's really funny. People will post like they've done their HR teams will do their own little data analysis. There are so many people who are calculating how much toilet paper they're having to use now, like the cost of toilet paper now that their
People are back.
C-suite has
Mhm.
required people to come back.
Mhm.
Y'all, it's thousands of dollars for
Mhm.
some companies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just in
Just
toilet,
toilet
paper.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so it's like, use your own Charmin at home
Mhm.
and
Right.
just make sure you have a good internet
Exactly.
connection.
Exactly.
We can even supplement, you need an extra monitor.
Right.
Like really, I think employers, and I don't have there are some people who are hard and fast,
Mhm.
I think everybody should be 100% remote, or I
Mhm.
think everybody should be in the office. I think you've got to look at the business.
Yeah.
You've got to you've got to find out why they need to be there, first of all.
Mhm.
And what do people need in order to do their job? Do they need four walls in an industrial park
Mhm.
and to see their colleagues every day?
Mhm.
Some people may,
Mhm.
but you need to find that out. And so you need to talk to the employers and the employees.
So how, going back to Echo and even the relationship that you have with Anjanette, how do you feel Echo supports you in your endeavors as an entrepreneur and with your company?
Absolutely. Okay. That is a great question. And I can answer it in like 27 ways. So, I started a new segment to my business and I just started making videos. Well, there are other entrepreneurs who know a lot more about making videos than I
Mhm.
do. So I've had access to that resource. And so I paid $47 for an online course
Mhm.
to learn how to make videos. And I've just used the Echo community. And that's really what entrepreneurs building entrepreneurs means. Like you can just barter, trade, resource share with each
Mhm.
other. And so I have a friend who spent like $5,000 on a video course,
Mhm.
like going, buying
Ooh.
the equipment, doing all that, like getting trained. And that's great. But
Mhm.
I'm not Martin Scorsese. Like I'm not making movies.
Mhm.
For Hollywood.
Mhm.
Like I'm just making 90-second
Yes.
videos on HR topics to say, hey, don't get scammed
Right.
on hiring scams,
Mhm.
or to new college grads, like, hey, let's talk about getting your LinkedIn up
Mhm.
and running. Hey, let's talk about how do you, and it's called, hey, y'all, did you know? And so that's my series. So hey, y'all, did you know how do you know how to leverage the internship you had in college? And if you didn't have an internship, how can you now get some apprenticeship? So
Mhm.
I just talk about things like that. But the Echo community,
Mhm.
I don't know another HR consultant there, but I learn from people all the time.
Mhm.
And so, and here's another way. Last week, there's a woman in the cohort that I'm in right now, and she was an environmental scientist, but now she has started a business. She's a licensed massage therapist. She's a Reiki master, and she just added a new segment to her business, kinesiology.
Yes.
Shout
Shout outs to Holly.
out to Holly Ferguson.
You'll get a chance to see her because I just experienced that today.
Oh my God. Y'all, it changed my life. Kinesiology, I didn't know what it was.
Mhm.
I was like, yeah, I'll barter with you.
Mhm.
I'll help you with your LinkedIn.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm a desk jockey, I guess. I don't have a lot of other skills in my hands and whatever. I can make you a LinkedIn. I can tell you some things how to get to that magic number of 500 plus. That's why you have to have 501, because it's 500 plus to make you a super user, and it makes the algorithm do all the kind of things you want to do. And so yeah, so we were gonna trade on that. And so she's coming to my house next week, and we but I went and got kinesiology, and that's not something I probably would have done.
Right.
Definitely is something I would not have done.
Wait, how was it for you?
It was fantastic. There was a lot of things. There were some breakthroughs that happened.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mine. It was really transformative.
Mm.
Like it's a little too much to like take over your radio show and make this my own. Let me tell you about my health problems. Do you have a neighbor like that? I've got a neighbor who talks about, like, every time I see her, she's like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm like, hey, she's like, I've got gout. And I'm like, you had it last time I saw you. See ya. I'm headed to the park. And she's like, my dog's got gout. No, I don't even think a dog can have gout. I'm serious. She just wants something to say. But you know how some people just want to talk about their health problems? If they run out of them, they just start like misappropriating their health problems to their animals or their children or whatever. I know if we have veterinarians listening, please tune in and let us know. Can a dog have gout? Because I don't think Bethy the Beagle has gout. I'm just telling you.
Well, with you even talking about meeting Holly, is that something that you would say separates Echo from other programs and entrepreneurial spaces of just the connections that you're making?
Yeah, I think so. And I think every week, you just learn from sometimes you learn from other people's pain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm always happy to share stories and talk about, like, hey, let me tell you something that I learned the first year I was in business, when I should have charged a client tens of thousands of dollars and I kept doing the work and never got a contract signed and I got paid $0. So I tell people things like that, but I've learned from them. And we had a finance guy talk the other day, and I knew some of what he said, but I knew none of that 2.5 years ago. And I did not learn any of that in a class. I learned it the hard way, the things he was talking about finance. But you can meet other resources. You can meet other people who they can, you can get hired. You can find clients there, but you can also find other people on the entrepreneurial journey. And you just have this shared experience.
What you're talking about, the entrepreneurial journey, what do you lean into, or who do you lean into when you're having those rough days as an entrepreneur? Because a lot of people hear entrepreneur and they think you're just going to be working for yourself and shit's going to be great. And that's so not the case, right? So what do you lean into on those hard days of being an entrepreneur, or who do you lean into? Do you have a mentor, faith? Where do you go into any of your self-care for that process?
I would say a lot of spaces. I mean, I think I told you one day I was having an ethical situation with a client. Do you remember that this summer? And I'm like, I've got to tell a client that he cannot do X, Y, and Z with a pregnant employee.
Right.
With just some policies that they were trying to do. And so I don't know that you really gave me advice, but I'm like, I've got to have this hard conversation with this employee, with this employer, and I still, want to be his consultant. But here's the other thing that has made being an HR consultant really different now. Do you know a lot of people are going to Chat GPT for their HR consulting?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yes, they are, y'all. And I'm going to tell you, and this is very serious. Terrible. This is me not being funny. This is very serious. The IRS does not put tax code in Chat GPT. So you have to make sure that you are, as an employer, that you are categorizing your employees correctly. So if it's a 1099 employee, a W-2 employee, exempt, non-exempt, that, if they are an international person, who making sure that you have the right visa paperwork and documentation, and especially now, and people are still hired on visas. And so don't go to ChatGPT for that and think it's going to be right. It may give you an answer, but you do not know if it's right. And so you and I had that conversation. And that's another thing I learned at Echo, because I really do believe in using AI for beyond just having Instagram tell me what kind of makeup I need to buy. That's predictive AI, but I really do believe in it, using it beyond just writing. I believe in using it to improve processes and a lot of things. But we at Echo, Ken brought in an AI expert, Keenan. Shout out to Keenan. Keenan Smith. He's so good. Y'all look him up on LinkedIn and look up his website. And I've just learned a lot of things from him. Things that I want to do and implement in the future, especially with what he does with video, which I know y'all are doing now.
Yes.
So,
now we got 2 questions before we get you out of here, because we also have the CEO waiting outside. So the one question is, Echo has 3 pillars, right? So you have the tailored learning, you have the access to capital, and the trusted relationships. Which one do you identify with the most?
Trusted relationship. I mean, I've benefited from the tailored learning for sure. But trusted relationships, I just know that there are people I can call when different things come up in my business, and maybe something comes up from one of my clients. Maybe if I have I don't have many clients who own restaurants, but I know that we have somebody on our board who owns restaurants. I could go to if a question came up that was beyond the HR scope that my restaurant owning client would need. I know that I could go to a member of our board. Definitely trust relationships. Just thinking about some of the people we have who we hire for different events. I've been doing a lot more event planning recently, which y'all, I'm not an event planner. You won't find that anywhere on any of my resume or anything like that, but I'm fun. So I know how to throw a party and get the right people in the room and make sure everybody has something good to eat, because I got that lunch lady gene, and I like something good to drink. So anyway, I end up planning events. I do. I'm very proud of it. I've got a bunch of degrees and all that, but I'm serious. That lunch lady gene, that serves me more every day than a master's degree in school administration and principal's license from 2006. I don't use that every day. I use my lunch lady gene every day. I can feed 850 people in an hour and a half. As long as you serve on both sides of the table. Don't be serving on one side of the table. That's a rookie move. I can't stand that when I see that.
I know, it's terrible.
I went to a funeral recently and they did that. I'm like, how long do you want these people to be here?
Exactly. Goodness.
Okay. I love it. So the last question of the plug, which we kind of already did it already, but let's do it again. One of the cool things that we want to do is always shout out somebody who we should connect to next. So that'll be the person that we hit up and show this clip of the interview saying, basically, tag, you're it. So who's the next person you'd like to plug for us to do an interview on the plug?
Anna Bloodworth, you are up. Anna Bloodworth has an angelic Reiki business called Worth Wisdom. And I've been to that too. We've done some bartering back and forth. She's in our cohort right now at Echo, and she's just my friend. And her daughter has been involved in Echo because she's a teen artist. She's a teenager and she's an artist, and she's worked on the Shaboka magazine in the past. But Anna Bloodworth is hilarious. She has a really unique business model. That's the thing. For a lot of people, like if you go to SCORE, I don't know what the acronym stands for, but the small business community associations that are sometimes I guess they're just at different
Mhm.
learning institutions, and SBA, all these, a lot of times they don't know what to do with non-traditional businesses.
Absolutely. Agreed.
And they don't know what to do with consultants a lot of
Mhm.
times. They know what to do with product-based
Mhm.
businesses, but a lot of times they just don't know
Mhm.
all these really niche-y things.
Mhm.
And so that's like somebody with an angelic Reiki business. And I know like one of the things that I really like her, respect her, and I know she has benefited a lot from Echo.
Well, tag.
Okay. All right.
Anna, you're it.
So
You're next.
You're coming, baby.
You're next up. You'll be hit up by TDS to be on. Pick a Tuesday. Let's get rocking. So go ahead. Give your shout
There are
out.
2 R's in my last name when you look me up on LinkedIn. Sally Starrfield with 2 R's.
I'm glad you might as well did this. I was about to say, so Sally, how do we get in contact with you?
So get it right, damn it.
So Sally, shout it out. How do we get in contact with you if we need your services?
All right. I do have a website, but I really, y'all, that's one of the things I've been telling people. I run my business off of LinkedIn. Just my personal profile on LinkedIn, Sally Starrfield with 2 R's, is the best way to get in touch with me.
Sounds good. And next up, we got the plug of the plugs. That's Jeanette Miller coming up next, the CEO of Echo. So stay tuned, stay locked in. We'll be right back.